Welcome to the homework solution tutorial. I will be covering 3A, exactly the problem 7, 8, and 9. Let's look at 7 first. Okay, we want to make sure it equals to 0 when we try to solve it, so we have to add 2 to both sides. Once we add 2 to both sides, you get now n squared minus 10n plus 24 equals to 0. The number in front here is a 1, so we can now use the x method. We want to find two numbers that will add up to negative 10, but multiply to make 24. Let's go through our list here. We can try 1 and 24. That wouldn't get me 10. And 2 and 12. That would get me it. Okay. Let's see. One of them has to be negative. So it should be negative 12. 2 add to negative 12. That gets me negative 10. But 2 times negative 12 does not get me negative 24. So those two numbers don't work. I just checked it. So let's try anything else. 3 and 8 wouldn't work. 4 and 6 might work. 4 and 6. If both of them are negative, negative 4 plus negative 6 does get me negative 10. Negative 4 times negative 6 does also get me a positive 24. So those are my two factors. Make sure you check them all out. So now we can write it in factored form, which is just going to be x minus 4 and x minus 6 equals to 0. We can now solve x minus 4 equals to 0, x minus 6 equals to 0. That is by the zero product property. Adding 4 to both sides will solve us the first equation, getting us x equals to 4. Adding 6 to both sides for the second equation will now get us x is equal to 6 for our second equation. There you go. X is equal to 4 and x is equal to 6. Number 8. Oh, this is beautiful. This is already in factored form. So we don't have to even factor it. Just set it equal to 0 using the zero product property. X plus 1 can be equal to 0. X minus 1 is equal to 0. Subtract 1 to both sides. This now leaves us with a x is equal to negative 1. Here we can add 1 to both sides to the second equation, giving us 2x is equal to 1. Remember to divide the 2 because you're trying to get x alone, leaving you with x is equal to 1/2. So your two solutions are x is equal to negative 1 and x is equal to 12. Let's look at number 9. When we look at this equation, we have to understand it has to be equal to 0, so we have to subtract 5 to both sides. This gives us a 3r squared minus 16r minus 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That is a 12. Let's see, can we factor out a GCF? Yeah, we can actually factor out a 3 here. So this is r squared minus 8r minus 4 equals to 0. See, this is beautiful because a equals to 1 here. So now we can actually factor this out. We want to find two numbers that add up to negative 8 that multiplies to make negative 4. Okay, that is wrong because this doesn't work. That's not right. It's a 6 here. Okay. All right, because 16 divided by 3 should be 6. Wait, let me double check. No, that wouldn't make sense. No. 12, 15, no. This wouldn't work. You can't factor out a 3. It's impossible. Yeah, you can't actually factor out a 3. 3 doesn't go into 16. You see? That's why we check our work. So we actually have to split this into the two parts here. Okay? So we have to find two numbers that add up to negative 16, but it has to be 3 times negative 12, so negative 36. So we want to find two numbers that add up to negative 16, that adds up to two numbers that add up to negative 16 that multiplies to negative 36. Okay, those two numbers I believe are, let's see, 1 and 36, no. 2 and 12, no. Ooh, what about 18 and 2? Yeah, 2 and 18. Does that work? Yeah. And let's put the negative around this. So 2 add to negative 18, that gets us negative 16. 2 times negative 18, does get us a negative 36. So once you split this, Okay, let me just move this a little bit to the side. Okay, so this should look like, so the negative 16r breaks down into a 12r and a negative 18r. Everything else remains the same. All I am doing, hold on, this is a positive 2r, yeah, okay, minus 12. All I am doing here is I'm splitting this into 4 terms, so now I can factor by grouping. Okay. All right, let's factor by grouping. Let's pull out the, so here, let's draw the line and let's pull out the GCF. So here I pull out an R, leaving me with 3R plus 2. Let's see, what can I pull out here? Can I pull out 3? Can I pull out a 3? No, but I can pull out 6. Okay, and this gets me a negative. Let's pull out negative 6. Okay, this leaves me with a 3R plus 2. Perfect. All right, so by grouping, my first one is R minus 6, and then that's my GCF expression, and my second one is 3R plus 2. That's my second one. Okay, so this is factored now, factored form. And we have to make sure it equals to 0 so we can solve. So the first equation is R minus 6 is equal to 0, and the second one is 3R plus 2 equals to 0. Let's solve the first one. Add 6 to both sides. This now gets us R is equal to 6. Let's subtract 2 to both sides. This now gets us a 3R is equal to negative 2. Make sure you're isolating R by itself, so divide by 3 to both sides. This now gets us R is equal to negative 2 divided by 3. My two solutions are R equals to 6 and R is equal to negative 2 divided by 3. Okay, there you go. Those are your 3 problems, 7, 8, and 9.